Jalen Flood makes a big stop. Logan White there as well. Second down and 7. Powell will hand off again to Rock, and he's got room. Nick Fletcher trying to track him down. He is pushed out of bounds. That will be enough for a first down for Fayetteville. So 1st and 10 for the Bulldogs. They are the defending state champions. Runners-up 2 years ago when they beat us at home to end our perfect season. Powell looks to throw, complete. Nice blocking out there. Cody Gray is the receiver, and he is brought down by a bunch of Wampus Cats. Jackson Freeman and others. Jackson Freeman, flag comes in. Not sure if the flag was on Jackson or not, but we'll see what the call is. Just underway from Fayetteville. Personal foul called against the defense. 15-yard penalty, and Fayetteville, who took a fumble on the opening kickoff, got the football. A couple of runs by Terrence Rock and a pass complete to Cody Gray, and now this 15-yard penalty, Levi, and they've got good field position.
One thing that I think you're going to see as we flip sides of the field is different strategies between the offenses. And you're seeing it already here, that short screen pass from Fayetteville. I think going into the wind, you're not going to see a lot of deep attempts.
Yeah. And as you're watching this game, that wind that we've been talking about, it's 25, 30 miles an hour at least. It is blowing from your right to your left. So it's blowing from the northwest, and that is right to left as you watch the game. On the ground, Terrence Rock gets away from Kawan Green, but will not get away from Logan White. And Darian King, good job by those Wampus Cats pushing them back. It's a loss on the play. It's second down. We are live tonight in Fayetteville. Glad that you are with us. Wampus Cats to go. Thank you to Conway Regional Health System for sponsoring Wampus Cat football this year. If you've ever been to a football game in Fayetteville, then a high school game here at least, then you know that the visiting stands, visiting press box is can be a bit of a challenge. And we've had our Channel 5 crew working all day to get us on, and we are on now. Pass is complete to Bannister, and Barrett Bannister is into the end zone. But the flag on the field, a couple of them actually, is going to bring that back. Referee will look across the way to the home press box. Block in the back on the offense. Now it's going to take the touchdown off the board.
Yeah, we talked about that point differential the last 6 weeks for Fayetteville. 30 points averaging differential per game in their last 6 victories. We're not asking this Conway defense to make every stop, but make a few stops tonight and maybe you'll get some help. Maybe
Absolutely.
Fayetteville will help you out a little bit like they are on this drive.
Second down and 24. Taylor Powell is the quarterback, number 7. He sends Brennan Lewis in motion. Powell to throw on second down. Throwing over the middle. Pass is complete to Terrence Rock. Touchdown. And the Bulldogs on top, 6-0.
It's the challenge that Conway is going to face tonight. They have not faced a passing offense as potent as this Bulldog offense all night. You're going to see a lot more defensive backs in the game, and just a mismatch there on inside receiver on a linebacker, and hard to keep up with that one.
Rock was a receiver full-time before Bill Blankenship got here, and he switched him to running back, but they obviously throw to him out of the backfield as they did there to put the first 6 points on the board for Fayetteville. Rugby Young on to attempt the extra point. False start. That'll back him up 5 yards, and Rugby Young's got a big leg, but that's a big win too, and that's the direction he's kicking.
You don't see false start on the kicker very often.
No, not often. We're in Fayetteville tonight. It is the state quarterfinals. Games going on around the state. We'll give you updates as we go throughout the evening. 6-0 here with the extra point pending. No trouble with the win there, and it's 7-0. Fayetteville has the lead over Conway. 10-10 to play in the first quarter. We will take 30 seconds and come back on Conway Corp Channel 5. Welcome back to Fayetteville. It is Jeff and Levi with you, and we are in Northwest Arkansas on a busy night in Northwest Arkansas. The boys basketball teams for these two schools played each other earlier tonight, just across the way here on the campus in Fayetteville. Just beyond the press box that's across from us is Bud Walton Arena. Before the sun goes down, you can see it from where we're sitting. And Bud Walton Arena hosting the Razorback basketball team tonight as they play their second home game of the regular season. And then this happening tonight. Lots going on in Fayetteville. What Wampus Cat fans are most interested in is happening right in front of you. Waller makes the stop, and it's 1st and 10 Wampus Cats.
I said earlier that I didn't think that was intentional the way he kicked the ball, but we see it again here, so maybe it was.
Maybe it was.
Maybe it was a strategy.
Giovanni Johnson, sophomore quarterback, brings his team onto the field. McCall Dale will be the running back to begin tonight. We talked about it. This running game is very, very important tonight. Can the Wampus Cats run the ball? And when they do run the ball, can they shorten this game a little bit? And what does Brian Rainey do with the first play? Calls a pass to Joe Thomas.
And I'm okay with that too, because you're gonna have to make some passes if you want to take them down.
That's right. Well, and if you want to open up the running lanes just a little bit, you've got to show that you can throw the ball. Trips to the right. Giovanni Johnson with McCall Dale behind him. Another pass. Pass complete. So much for running the ball. There's Marquise Pleasant, a pass the 45-yard line, and that's a Conway Regional Health System first down. Cats have got the wind behind them. Trips will move to the left side now. Marquise had a big game a week ago running the ball. On the ground to McCall Dale. McCall will cross the 45-yard line. Stop is made by Matt Burton. On defense, this Fayetteville team is led by number 99. His name is Akil Byers, number 99. He's the nose guard, and he will play his college football for Nick Saban at Alabama. He is set up right over the ball. Brandon Moss gets the job of blocking him tonight. Dale. McCall into the secondary, still on his feet. Makes his way to the 45-yard line, very close to a first down. Actually, they'll put the ball at the 46. It'll be third down, 3rd and a yard.
The interesting thing that we've seen Conway do even last week and early here tonight is they're running the ball out of these 3 receiver sets, which is keeping the opposing defense from being able to stack up the box, which is what you would try to do when you're trying to stop a running game like this, but you just can't because they spread it out so much.
3rd and a yard, and we will see the Rhino package, which we did not see a week ago. They'll run to the right, and it's enough for a first down. Move the chains for the Wampus Cats to the 40-yard line. It's 1st and 10 Conway, a Conway Regional Health System first down.
Almost forgot what that looked like.
I don't know, I had to think what it was called. What animal is that? Ryan Moore on the stop. You've got unicorn in my head.
Well, it was a strange sensation not seeing it at all last week, and you rushed for 466 yards.
That's right. And the man who was responsible for a lot of it is in the game. Doesn't pick up anything this time, runs into Akil Byers. Michael George, who ran for 253 yards a week ago on 24 carries, got in the end zone a couple of times. Give him a yard there. It's 2nd and 9. Second down. Quick out, complete to Marquise Pleasant. Spin move by Marquise. He's over the 30-yard line. That's enough for a first down. At the 29-yard line, it's a Conway Regional Health System first down.
Yeah, Fayetteville's giving them these quick outs. They're not playing tight, and Conway's finding ways to get it to their playmakers on the outside. I like the speed we're playing with.
I do too. No, I'm early on. Offense clicking away. Quick out again, Marquise Pleasant. Good block by Will McKenna. Too many purple-clad Bulldogs over there, though, to let too much more develop. Marquise brought down at the 27-yard line, excuse me, the 25-yard line. And it is second down. Second down and 7. Michael George rushed for over 600 yards on the season and missed quite a few games also. George down at the 22. Taken down by Nick Scalise, 6 foot, 185-pound senior linebacker.
Nice thing that Conway's done early on here on this first offensive possession is getting into manageable down and distance, and it's so important when you got this sophomore quarterback.
It's third down. Fake to George. Giovanni will pull it down, and nowhere for him to go. Luke Rhodes makes the tackle, and it'll be fourth down. Brought down at the 27-yard line. Try to do a little play action fake, and it just didn't develop. Fourth down and 9, and the Wampus Cats are going to go for it.
Well, he made the right choice. You know, better to take a sack than an interception.
Pass is tipped, falls incomplete, and the Fayetteville Bulldogs will take over 1st and 10. Fayetteville is ranked number 1 in the state according to Max Preps, number 2 in the state according to the Arkansas Democrat Gazette, Hootens, and Fearless Friday. What's interesting about that is those last 3 all have voters. Max Preps just uses basically just stats and kind of have a algorithm that gives you a state ranking, but the other 3 publications have North Little Rock as the number 1 team in the state. North Little Rock taking on Cabot tonight in the state quarterfinals. So Taylor Powell and his Bulldogs back on the field, leading 7-0. 5:21 to play in the first quarter. On the ground to Rock. Terrence Rock to the 32-yard line. It'll be second down.
It's interesting how rankings play out because, I mean, you have 4 teams this year that have been elite in the 7A. Fayetteville, Bentonville, Harbor, and North Little Rock. And Fayetteville, Bentonville, and Harbor, they all just beat up on each other.
Right.
And then it all came down to points here at the end of the season for who got the first seed.
And Bentonville had to host Catholic a week ago, and they're on the road at Northside tonight. Rock on the ground, crosses midfield. It's enough for a first down for Fayetteville. Will Kennedy makes the stop. There was speculation whether or not Terrence Rock would even play this evening. It was reported on Thursday that he was arrested, released on bond, and practiced the rest of the week, and is obviously playing tonight. Caught the first touchdown pass from Taylor Powell and is definitely showing his worth for this team so far. Powell pressured and tripped up. Zach Friedel got him. Friedel's 5th tackle for a loss this year. And the Bulldogs are behind the stakes a little bit. Second down and 15, second and 14, we'll call it. Powell looks left and throws. Bannister with the catch. Whew, big tackle by Carlton Hood. And it's been fun to watch Carlton Hood play football the last few weeks.
Yeah, and he's the big tackle, but the sure tackle too. That's what you like to see out there from your corners.
It's third down. Watch Carlton Hood here.
That's gotta be
sure he goes nowhere.
It's gotta be the hardest situation, one-on-one with the receiver. Like it's not something I would be interested in having to defend.
Someone making the list of things we don't want to do: catch punts.
Yes.
And one-on-one with the receiver.
Catching punts still number one.
Powell. Pass is complete. Fumble. Oh, they're going to say incomplete. Man, I thought he had knocked it loose after a catch. Instead, they will say it is incomplete. That'll bring up fourth down. Kayvon Holder with the big hit.
And perfectly timed there by Holder. He had to be careful not to get there too early. Kind of held up a little bit, but perfect stop here. You see him coming in hot. Just holds up just a little bit there before he made contact.
And a good call by the official. It was incomplete. It is fourth down. Be fourth down and 3, of course, following an incomplete pass. The ball goes back to the original line of scrimmage. And Bill Blankenship's going to keep his team on the field on fourth down.
Conway defense will have to be careful here not to jump off sides.
That's right. Fourth down and 2. 72% of the time this year, Wampus Cat opponents have picked up first down on fourth down. Incomplete, and the Wampus Cats defense holds and sends the offense back on the field. Good play.
Your man Carlton Hood doing it again.
Giving these Wampus Cats a good group of Wampus Cat fans. Yep, Carlton went up with that left hand and knocked it loose. Good group of Wampus Cat fans that made the trip to Northwest Arkansas, making a lot of noise right in front of us.
I mean, comparatively, it's I'd call it a more
pretty even.
Yeah, you know, our stands versus their stands. I think our stands look a little bit more populated. That's all I'm saying.
Giovanni Johnson brings his team back out. Quick pass out to McCall Dale, looking for blockers. McCall to the 42-yard line. That'll be second down. Dale hasn't caught a lot of passes this year, just his 5th catch of the year, although twice he has gotten the end zone.
I feel like we say this every week, but we continue to see just slightly different wrinkles in this
Absolutely,
offense.
yes. Second down and 8. Marquise Pleasant did a good job to get his hands under that one. It'll be third down. Giovanni Johnson, who's just completed 41% of his throws this year, having a nice game tonight, connecting on more passes. Will McKenna sets up to the near side, right on the numbers.
6 of 7.
That's almost perfect.
Almost.
Third down and 8. Johnson will throw. Looking for McKenna. It's incomplete, and it will be fourth down.
A little bit of contact there between McKenna and the defensive back, but this is where it gets hard for Conway, is when you're forced to be in that third and long situation, because they don't have a lot of passing plays to get that 8 yards.
That's right.
That 9 yards.
Takes away the option of running. So on fourth down, the Wampus Cats will send the punting unit on. Jack Pillow is the deep snapper. And he will snap the ball to Cameron Tilley. Cameron averaging 35 yards a punt with a good wind behind him. Hopefully get a nice kick here. Barrett Bannister takes it at the 25-yard line. Fair catch. And it will be Fayetteville ball, first and 10. Barrett Bannister's got an interesting Conway connection. His grandfather, legendary UCA coach Harold Horton, and his uncle Tim Horton, a former Wampus Cat who went on to play for the Razorbacks, is now a college football coach. So Barrett Bannister, number 3, 6'1", 180-pound senior. Fayetteville leads 7-0. Less than 2 minutes to play in the first quarter. Some members of our crew got here very early, so it does feel like it's already the second quarter. But it is just the first, 1:50 to play. Movement and a flag. Yep, that's going to be everybody but the center remembered the snap. And Taylor Powell just slung the ball at his center. So back him up 5 yards.
He's got a little Tom Brady vibe in him.
Yeah.
He's gonna point out the mistakes where they're occurring.
Powell is going to play his college ball at Wake Forest. 4.0 grade point average, 30 on his ACT. Handoff to Terrence Rock, and he is quickly into the secondary. Cameron King holds on to him, keeps him from getting any more, so it'll be second down, 4.
It's a tough spot for Conway, like we mentioned earlier, the most potent offensive passing team they've faced all season. 6 defensive backs out on the field, which means you have, your 2 linebackers and then 3 down linemen. So that run game's going to be there because you're so far spread out. It's a chess match here in the first quarter.
Second down. Zach Friedel slowed him down. Good job by Zach on that initial hit. And then the tackle made by Donald Joshua. Donald got to Terrence Rock, and it is going to be third down. Loss on the play. Minute to play in the first quarter. Fayetteville took a fumble on the opening kickoff, got into the end zone to take the 7-0 lead. We're live tonight in Fayetteville. Check in with us on Facebook, on Twitter at 5SportsLive. Let us know you're back home and you're warm and you're watching. Taylor Powell stands up tall. He's pressured. He'll run. He'll have enough for the first down. It slides at the 41-yard line. It'll be 1st and 10, Fayetteville. 12-yard gain for Taylor Powell. Brandon Allen, Austin Allen, and Taylor Powell. Those are the last 3 quarterbacks that we faced when we have faced Fayetteville. This is our 5th meeting with the Bulldogs since Coach Ashcraft took over. That's Dan Hinton, their big running back, loose ball. Will Kennedy's acting like we got it. Everybody else wearing white's acting like we got it. And the guys in stripes are acting like we got it. The Wampus Cats get a turnover.
Donald Joshua coming up out of the pile with that ball. Those defensive backs on the edge, may have been a linebacker as well, just swarmed down, crashed down on the running back and popped that ball out somewhere.
A needed turnover there for the Wampus Cats. Good field position, 1st and 10 at the 39-yard line. Their 13th fumble recovery on the year. And this is game number 12, averaging more than a fumble recovery a game. Incomplete, intended for Marquise Pleasant. 2nd down and 10. 6 seconds remaining in the first quarter.
We've got 6 seconds left, but I would call this a positive first quarter for Conway, despite the way the game started. Conway's been outscored by 40 points in the first quarter, so if you can end this first quarter just down 7, it puts you in a good spot for the rest of the game.
Handoff, Michael George. George with a good hard run to the 34-yard line, and it will be 3rd down when we come back for the second quarter from Fayetteville. The Bulldogs lead your Wampus Cats 7-0. We'll take 60 seconds and come back to Fayetteville Live tonight on Conway Corp Channel 5.
Every day, events occur that can change a life forever. Some events will bring joy. Others will bring their world crashing down. At Conway Regional, these are the moments our team has trained for. We're here to comfort, to care, to heal, to somehow make even the worst better. Every one of us is part of your healing process. Every single one of us. We are all on the same team. yours. We each have our own roles, our own responsibilities, and our own unique way of letting you know that you made the right decision. To trust us with your care. To be there for you at the beginning is our joy. To be there for you until the end is our honor. To be there for you for everything in between is our promise. One team, one promise. Conway Regional.
Welcome back to Fayetteville. It is Jeff and Levi with you, and it's 7-0 Fayetteville. Any numbers stand out to you?
Well, I think we mentioned it in the first quarter. Giovanni Johnson, a higher completion percentage. I think that bodes well for Conway tonight. 6 of 9, 31 yards, just 3.4 yards per completion. But it's pretty even so far. Turnover on each side.
7-0. Cats trailing. It is 3rd down and 6 as we begin quarter number 2 from a very, very cold Fayetteville. Temperature is in the 50s, maybe the 40s by now, but the wind is blowing so hard. Wind chill is easily in the 30s, if not less. Stand on the ground on 3rd down. Michael George tackled in the backfield, and it is 4th down. Cats are going into that strong wind now. Conway will go for it on 4th down. Chris Patterson in the game, number 81. 2 tight end set with Jack Pillow to the left and Patterson to the right. Johnson will throw deep. Once Marquise Pleasant got. That ball was caught by Marquise. He dropped it and it popped in the air and it was almost picked off in the end zone. Instead, it falls incomplete and Fayetteville takes over 1st and 10. A great design on the play that Brian. Well, that is, there we go.
Nice pass by Johnson. I was concerned that it was a completion and then a fumble, but you could see there in the replay that he was bobbling it.
Yep, just never quite had it. That's tough right there. But the thing about Giovanni, and I want to mention this, that's the type of pass that you have to throw on a trajectory like that in this type of wind, and he did a great job. The referee is talking to Coach Ashcraft near the sideline. There's been a couple of times he has said something to him. Once again is talking to him.
I think you're going to see Conway continue to be in tough spots like that tonight, going against the wind, having to decide, do we punt?
Yeah.
Do we go for it on 4th down? And so far tonight, 2 times, they've just gone for it.
So the Bulldogs have it 1st and 10, and they are playing with the wind, and you wondered if they would throw deep, and they are. Taylor Powell overthrows Chris Malinga. Malinga is the brother of Olympic sprinter Wallace Spearman. Kevon Holder hanging with him, and the pass was incomplete.
He looked like an Olympic sprinter.
He's pretty quick, isn't he? Malinga 6'2", 160, a junior. 2nd down and 10. Taylor Powell with 32 touchdown passes this year to only 6 interceptions. He'll send Rock in motion. He'll keep. Design run. He'll slide over the 45-yard line. They'll put him down at the 44, and it will be 3rd down. 3rd and 2.
He is a smart running quarterback. We've seen him twice tonight take off, and he does not hesitate to get into that slide as quickly as possible.
They'll actually give him the 45-yard line. Side judge here had it back a yard, but it's 4th down and a yard, or excuse me, 3rd down and a yard. 10:39, you see the clock running? Hand off to Hinton. He's the back that was stopped and fumbled last time. He's stopped there. Nick Fletcher, Logan White, Darian King. 22, 33, and 44, all doubling up on him. Great job by the Wampus Cat defense. They're playing great.
Yeah, interior defense especially playing great tonight. They've met they've met Rock in the backfield several times already.
Will Kennedy and McCall Dale are back deep to receive. Zach Parisi will punt, and that just takes off like a rocket. No surprise, he's kicking with the wind, and it goes into the end zone. And the Wampus Cats will have it 1st and 10 at the 20-yard line. Fumbling the opening kickoff and giving Fayetteville such a short field to work with, they took advantage of it and scored. Since then, this game's been even.
Yeah, Conway weathering the storm of that first quarter, and only down 7 after such a, like you said, just a unexpected start to the game, and then we're just a few plays away already.
Well, the pass to Marquise there, and we've shown we can move the ball. Let's get into the end zone this time. That'd be good. Michael George is in the backfield. Quick pass to Marquise Pleasant. Out of bounds at the 24-yard line. 4-yard gain. It's 2nd and 6.
And that's been there all night right now. They don't want to let Marquise get behind them.
Right. Joe Thomas. It's his birthday, by the way.
Oh.
Joe Thomas's birthday today. Saw that on Twitter.
Happy birthday.
Yeah.
Joe.
This would be a nice night to get a victory for a birthday. It'd be a nice night to get a victory because it's Friday, really. But if it's your birthday, even more so. George. Oh, whistle, flags fly in. Well, that'll take the 4 yards away that Marquise Pleasant just picked up, so 2nd down and 11.
A lot of confusion on that play. Giovanni turned and wasn't expecting.
Yeah.
A little bit of confusion there.
All right, let's see what they dial up here on 2nd down and 11 from Fayetteville. Dangerous pass, incomplete. It's 3rd down and 11. Looking for Joe Thomas. Coverage there by Trey Coulter. He and his twin brother both play in the secondary for the Bulldogs. Trey and Blake, the seniors. 3rd down and 11. Johnson throws. Big hit on Marquise Pleasant, who made the catch. It'll be well short of the 1st down, and the Wampus Cat offense stalls following that penalty that took them from 2nd and 6 to 2nd and 11, and they just were never able to recover.
Yeah, I mean, this offense, we've said it all year, but it goes as the ground game goes, and when you have penalties that negate what positive yards you're gaining on the ground, it puts you in a tough situation at 2nd and long and then 3rd and long, and they just don't have a deep passing game right now. And really all season it hasn't been there. And when you get in that situation, it makes it tough.
Cameron Tilley will punt. Jack Pillow is the deep snapper. Cameron with a nice punt. Boy, that makes its way through that wind. Nice job. Barrett Bannister takes the punt at the 48-yard line, and it's 1st and 10 for the Bulldogs. Wampus Cat defense back on the field, looking to continue what's been an impressive performance tonight by them. We were certainly hoping to shorten this game by running the ball and having some success there. They have not been able to. So the Fayetteville offense that's potent back on the field. You mentioned it. You look at their games, the last few games, 52, 56, 28, 48, 54, 50. At the 28 points, the lowest output there was a 28-0 victory over Harbor at Harbor. Reverse. There's a hold that was not called. Logan Camp wondering where the call was. It was Cody Gray on the carry. A lot of yardage that he ran to pick up 6. It's 2nd down. But the 28-0 win over Harbor, that was Harbor's first home shutout ever. They had never been shut out at home before that game back a few weeks ago.
And defensively, they've only given up no more than 17 points during that stretch.
Taylor Powell Has to pull it down after his first option wasn't there. Good coverage by the Wampus Cats and a big hit by Kayvon Holder. He got his hands on Chris Malinga after the ball got there. It's third down.
Holder and Hood have been flying around here in the first half.
Well, and they're both guys that did not start at the beginning of the year. Darnell Washington, Eric Webster were the starters at corner. And Holder and Hood have definitely earned their way into the starting roles, playing great football. Third down. Powell pressured. Darian King trying to pull him down. It does. Darian King with the sack. That's his third of the year, and that's a huge one. It is fourth down, and Fayetteville forced to punt. Zach Parisi on.
This Conway defense making up for the shortcomings of the offense here in the first half. They have come up big tonight, making big plays right when you need them.
Great coverage that led to Darian King being able to wrap up Taylor Powell and bring him down. It's fourth down. Kennedy and Dial back deep. Will Kennedy picks it up at the 7-yard line, and it's taken me 3 years to finally call McCall Dial. Almost made it all the way through his career. Of course it's McCall Dale.
Michael Dial, right?
Michael Dial. Oh, McCall Dale. Great two-sport athlete for the Wampus Cats. Been so much fun to watch on the football field. Had a chance to do public address announcing for baseball a couple of times. I watched him play baseball. And good young man.
I'm just glad to see him back on the field
Yes.
after last week. You know, he went out pretty early in that game and didn't really see him come back out offensively. He was still on the, receiving punts, but just good to see him back out there.
See Kip Van Hoos for the first time tonight. Kip scored a touchdown a week ago. First and 10 for the Wampus Cats. 7:11 to play in the first half. Van Hoos get close to the 10-yard line. It will be second down.
Kip might give them just enough of a spark they need here in the second quarter. It's been a struggle to move the ball.
That is a big defensive line for Fayetteville, anchored by number 99, Akil Byers. He's the one going to Alabama, the one that gets all the press, but man that sits up next to him, Daniel Willits, is good too. On the ground, Kip Van Hoos. Kip spins over the 15-yard line. See where they put him down. It'll be short of the first down. Third down and about a yard. And this will be the Rhino package.
Give some credit to Jack Pillow on that last play as he pulled from that H-back position, came all the way across, and got a nice block to give Kip a few more yards.
Cats looking for a first down here. Third down and a yard, halfway through the second quarter. It is the Rhino, and it looks like it will be enough for a Conway Regional Health System first down. And it is. Move the chains for the Wampus Cat. The drive stays alive with 5:45 to go in the first half.
I'm trying to remember which game it was. Was it Central where we just started running the Rhino and we just didn't stop?
That was it.
Went all the way down,
Yep.
down the field in the second quarter?
Yeah, ran it even on first down.
Yeah.
Yeah, it wasn't just a short yardage formation. First and 10, Cats. Marquise Pleasant running the up and out. The ball goes into the sideline here, so it's second down and 10, incomplete pass.
Dobbins defending on that pass. Not fooled at all by the pump fake
Ball
there.
fake, yeah. 5:35 to play in the first half. Stick around at halftime. We'll have the Conway Regional Health System halftime show. We will all thaw out here. I hope that you're warm back in Conway. That cold front came through, and it is a bitterly cold night in Fayetteville. Swing pass out to Kip Van Hoos. It's incomplete. Very close to a lateral. And it will be third down and 10.
I think they're calling that looks like they called that a lateral and a fumble.
Instead of an incomplete pass.
Yeah, based on the.
Yeah, they backed him up, didn't they? So third down and 12.
Hard to tell from our angle.
Yeah, hard to tell here, but no, actually third down.
And another third and long here in the second quarter.
Sophomore quarterback Giovanni Johnson slides down at the 16-yard line, and it will be 4th down. Cats will be forced to punt once again. Cameron Tilley will come on the field. 3rd punt of the night. Barrett Bannister deep to receive for the Bulldogs. He stands at his own 46-yard line. Cats just unable to establish that run game tonight. Michael George, after a 250-yard rushing attempt a week ago, has only seen a couple of snaps. That one goes off the side of Cameron Tilley's foot. He had to hurry it. It is going to be 1st down.
Looked like he almost got pushed back by one of his teammates. I don't know if that might have caused some interference there when he was trying to kick.
And I apologize, I got distracted there because I noticed there was another number 8 on the field. It's not Donald Joshua. The only other number 8 on my roster is Andrew Rhea. So I don't know who's wearing number 8. If it is Andrew, that's news to us that he's ready to go and playing on special teams. Taylor Powell under center. The Bulldogs have got good field position. Powell pressured, gets away from the pressure. Donald Joshua encourages him to run out of bounds. A short gain at 2nd down.
Talking about the other number 8, if it is Rhea, he's wearing 2 gloves.
Right, so he's not in any, you wouldn't think he's in any position to play quarterback tonight.
Correct.
And I don't see him on the sideline. I mean, everybody's kind of bundled up, so it's hard to see anyone is on the sideline. So there's a mysterious number 8. This is one of those nights that people are watching at home. If you know who the other number 8 is, hey, tweet at us, 5 Sports Live. 2nd down. Powell throws into the corner of the end zone, looking for Barrett Bannister. It's incomplete. Caught the ball out of bounds. It's 3rd down.
I don't know how he caught that ball. Carlton Hood was all over it. He still came down with that ball somehow.
They have got the wind behind them. 3:52 to play in the 1st half. Bulldogs leading 7-0. Powell throws, complete. Touchdown. Taylor Powell to Cody Gray. 34th touchdown of the season for Taylor Powell. 103 now in his career, record-setting career in the big schools in Arkansas. And it's 13-0, Fayetteville leads.
As good as this defense has played tonight, as many plays they've been able to make, you can't put them in this situation and expect them to keep them from getting on the board every single time.
Twice they've had a short field each time they've scored. Young to attempt the extra point. High snap. Carlton Hood flying through there, couldn't get to it. It's 14-0. Fayetteville leads Conway with 3:45 to play in the 1st half. We'll take 30 seconds and come back to Fayetteville on Conway Corp Channel 5.
With 4 locations in Conway and Greenbrier, some with extended clinic hours, our dedicated team provides therapy services, including physical, speech, and occupational therapy, aquatic therapy, cardiac rehabilitation, sports outreach, and pelvic floor rehabilitation. At Conway Regional, we are committed to providing all of our patients the highest quality of care.
Wampus Cats trailing 14-0 against Fayetteville. It is the state quarterfinals. We'll have an update on the other 3 games going on tonight. We'll do that at halftime. Also look at stats from the 1st half. McCalldale and Marquise Pleasant are deep to receive. Rugby Young will kick off. Northside playing host to Bentonville tonight. Cabot playing at North Little Rock. And Bryant is up the road a little bit, playing at Bentonville. Or excuse me, playing at Springdale Harbor. Bentonville down at Fort Smith Northside. 14-0 here. Cats really need to get some points on the board before we get to the locker room. Get this back to a 7-point game.
We talked about it in the opener. It would take a near perfect game in all three phases. So far tonight, defense been playing pretty well.
Yeah.
Offense, not really able to move the ball. We've had one miscue in the special teams area, and two if you count that last punt.
Yeah, led to both the scores. Teams that are this good, you just can't make mistakes like that. Johnson's quick pass to Marquise Pleasant. Marquise, nice run after the catch. Out of bounds at the 20, or excuse me, pushed out at the 26-yard line. They'll say he's still inbound, so the clock will continue to run. Second down and 4 at the 26-yard line. Pleasant and Thomas to the left side. Jack Pillow, Chris Patterson, both in the game, set up to the right. On the ground, Michael George meets Akil Byers, number 99. And it is third down.
One thing we haven't seen yet tonight that had quite a bit of success last week, those jet sweeps.
Yes. Saw a lot of that last week. That's where Marquise Pleasant got most of his 104 yards rushing a week ago. Akil Byers, number 99, we talked about him going to Alabama to play college football. He is also our state's only representative in the Under Armour All-American game. Pass from Giovanni Johnson, complete to the birthday boy, Joe Thomas. That's a long throw across the field into the wind, and it's complete. First down, a Conway Regional Health System first down.
That's a tough throw when you have Byers coming straight for you.
And he was.
I'm not even sure how he saw Joe Thomas out there.
First and 10 from the 34-yard line. On the ground to Michael George. Michael running on the left side behind Nathan Turner and Keandre Clay. You give a second and short, and that's exactly what you want. I mean, you don't have to hit a home run every time. Pick up 4 or 5 yards. Give yourself second and medium length. Or do the same thing. You got third and a yard.
And keep the clock running.
Right.
I mean, keep that Bulldog offense off the field as much as you can.
Second down. It'll be a pass. Marquise Pleasant does a great job to catch it. He bobbled it, gathered it up at the 41-yard line, and it will be third down. The officials will stop the clock. Actually, Fayetteville will stop the clock with a timeout, and we will take it with the teams on the field. 30 seconds, and we're back nearing the end of the first half on Conway Corp Channel 5.
Located on Robinson Avenue next to Laurel Park, the Conway Regional Rehabilitation Hospital is one of only 4 licensed inpatient rehab hospitals in the entire state. Patients are cared for by specially trained staff under the direction of an on-site physician who specializes in rehabilitation medicine. Conway Regional Rehab Hospital, your choice for comprehensive care to bring you one step closer to home.
Teams on the field taking a timeout. It's 14-0. The Wampus Cats trailing Fayetteville. Fayetteville had a 9-1 regular season. Only loss was to Bentonville, 24-21. The first game of conference season. They've won 6 in a row since by healthy margins each night. They're leading 14-0 tonight.
Yeah, Giovanni Johnson, 12 of 18 for 54 yards. Just not much per completion. Only getting about 3 yards per completion. And the ground game, Conway's only managed 28 rushing yards here in the first half.
Michael George is in the game. Third down and 2. Johnson complete to Joe Thomas. Joe with a nice catch. Pulled it in. Had some pretty good coverage on him. It was Luke Waller who was in the coverage for Fayetteville. And it'll be first and 10, a Conway Regional Health System first down for the Wampus Cats.
Joe Thomas, 3 catches tonight, 25 yards. He's been Mr. Go-To here in the first half.
Pass is tipped, almost intercepted. Giovanni Johnson's pass was tipped by Andrew Ellis. Ellis is the brother of Razorback Brooks Ellis. Should have had an interception there.
I almost had a little Bryant deja vu there for a second. Ugh.
So second down and 10. Three wideouts to the near side. Johnson will pass. He will be sacked. Matt Burton. Actually, Daniel Willits got the sack.
And you've heard us talk about it a little bit tonight about the short pass attempts that Conway has. Well, that's their game for a reason, because they just can't stand back there long enough to get their feet set for a deep pass. It's been kind of a struggle throughout the season, regardless of who has been in at quarterback.
Cats will face third down whenever we come back from the timeout here. We'll keep it in Northwest Arkansas. It seems like the Razorbacks, or excuse me, it seems like the Wampus Cats play the Bulldogs a lot. It's because they do. This is the 5th time that Conway and Fayetteville have hooked up since Coach Ashcraft took over in 2009. It was in 2009 that the Wampus Cats knocked off Fayetteville on this field 45-42. Brandon Allen was the quarterback that night. In 2011 and 2012, the Cats lost to Fayetteville when Austin Allen was their quarterback. Both years they went on to win state titles. And 2 years ago in 2014, Taylor Powell was the sophomore starter at quarterback. That night they ran for over 400 yards and controlled the game and ended our perfect season, Braylon Smith's junior year. On third down and long, Giovanni Johnson rolls and throws, looking for Marquise Pleasant. It's knocked loose by Blake Coulter, and it's 4th down.
Got an update on the other number 8 situation.
Okay.
2 people reached out to us, let us know. It's Cole Hoover.
Cole Hoover.
Who are on our roster, wears number 15. So.
All right, well, good.
But the other number 8's been available with Andrew Rhea.
With Andrew Rhea's injury. Well, good. That's, would be good to know that prior to the game, but it's good to find out during the course of the game. Whoever let us know who, Maya and Riley.
Must be friends with Mr. Cole Hoover, a junior.
Thank you for letting us know that. Maya and Riley. Thank you for watching tonight. Hope you're warm back in Conway. Cameron Tilley punts, and it is touchdown at the 39-yard line. It'll be 1st and 10 Fayetteville.
You know how Kermit always says it's not easy being green.
I do know that.
It's not always easy being a broadcaster. You know, high school rosters aren't the most reliable.
That's right.
Always tends to be the opposing rosters. Our guys do a pretty good job of keeping us updated.
Sometimes things get switched around, right? But that's the beauty there of the Twitter, is that they can let us know that. 5 Sports Live, if you want to let us know anything else, like how it feels there at your place.
It's also the beauty of having so many players out that you have to duplicate
now
numbers.
That's a very good point. Taylor Powell's pass is incomplete, looking for Barrett Bannister. It'll be 2nd down and 10. 53 seconds to play in the first half. Wampus Cats have had a fumble on the opening kickoff and a punt that went off the side of the foot. Both of those short yardage situations led to touchdowns. Powell looking to run. Kayvon Holder gets him out of bounds at the 41-yard line, and it will be 3rd down. 45 seconds to play in the first half. Again, the Conway Regional Health System halftime show will come your way. We'll hear from those folks and also have a look at the halftime stats and an update on the games that are also being played around the state, the 3 other state quarterfinal games. You want to play the week of Thanksgiving. If you're playing the week of Thanksgiving, you got a chance to play for a state title. Cats have done it twice since we've been broadcasting the game, starting in 2001. Looking to make it third time. Deep pass intended for Brennan Lewis. Taylor Powell was knocked down by Donald Joshua, and it will be fourth down.
Got to give credit, continue to give credit to this defense. They really haven't given up any big plays tonight.
Just those short yardage situations at both times led to touchdown passes from Taylor Powell. Fourth down here, though, with 37 seconds to go in the first half. Parisi deep to punt. It's a low line drive punt that will go out of bounds. And the Cats will have it with 33, 32, 31. They'll stop the clock eventually here. 31 seconds to go. And it will be first and 10. The Cats have some magic in them. Maybe they can get some points on the board before we go to the locker room and reset everything. Cats' MO tonight have been those short passes. Trying to get the ball in the hands of some playmakers away from number 99. Not a lot on the ground tonight. First down and 10. McCall Dale. Dale carries out to the 30-yard line. It will be second down. Fayetteville with one timeout left. They're not going to use it. Cats have three. It doesn't look like they're going to use theirs either. Johnson will hand off to McCall Dale. McCall will be taken down at the 33-yard line. The ball squirts loose, but not before the clock hits triple zeros, and we are finished with the first half. Halftime, Fayetteville 14, Conway 0. Time now for the Conway Regional Health System halftime show.
Another day begins in Conway. It's a day for making others feel welcome, and a day for saying thank you, for spending time with new friends, or a friend you've shared a lifetime with. It can be a special day, or a beautifully ordinary one. Every day is a day of possibilities. But those possibilities are not always what we expect. Events can change a life and the lives of those around them forever. Some events will bring joy. Others will bring their world crashing down. Tests will test them more than they ever imagined. Hearing the word positive will be a negative. For some, their only wish will be to go back to the way things were when they woke up that morning. At Conway Regional, we knew when we woke up this morning that the day wasn't going to go as planned for someone out there. That person will need us to keep them safe, help them, or simply be kind to them. This is the moment our team has trained for. We're here to comfort, to care, to heal, to somehow make even the worst better. Every one of us is part of your healing process. Every single one of us. We're all here to help you beat the odds or inspire you as you adapt to a new way of life. We'll give you a smile, even when you just can't smile back. And we'll not only ask how your day was, but always wait for the answer. We are all a part of Conway Regional. No matter what title we have, our job is to make your day better. It's a commitment we make to every patient. We're here to help, to educate. We'll talk with you, or maybe just listen. To us, you're always number one, and never alone in your fight. We are all on the same team. Yours. We each have our own roles, our own responsibilities, and our own unique way of letting you know that you made the right decision to trust us with your care. To be there for you at the beginning is our joy. To be there for you until the end is our honor. To be there for you for everything in between is our promise. One team, one promise. Conway Regional.
And welcome back to Fayetteville. It is 14-0. The Wampus Cats are trailing the Fayetteville Bulldogs at halftime. The Conway Regional Health System halftime show continues now. We'll take a look at the first half stats and some of the first half highlights. The game didn't start off well for the Wampus Cats, Levi, as the opening kickoff was mishandled. It was loose, kicked, and then Fayetteville was able to fall on it. You can see it here. And that just was not the way you wanted to start. This drive that we're about to watch some of led to the first touchdown, making it 7-0 early on. After that, though, the Wampus Cat defense really played good.
Yeah, it looked like things were going to get ugly fast based on that first play of the game. But honestly, it's been a very even game if you look at the stats. 6 first downs for each team. We've passed for more yards than Fayetteville has, believe it or not.
Really?
62 yards for Conway, 60 for Fayetteville. So that defense has done a good job of holding Powell in check. He's only 4 of 10, but 2 of those pass attempts have gone for touchdowns, and that's been the difference there. Turnovers even on both sides, one fumble on each side, and penalties even as well. I mean, it's been a very even game. Fayetteville outgaining Conway 124 yards to 92. We talked about Giovanni Johnson, 13 of 21 in the first half, 62 yards, but not getting any big plays, just 3 yards per completion. Joe Thomas has pulled in 3 of them for 25 yards, and Marquise Pleasant has 8 receptions, but just for 32 yards.
And you've seen some of those here in the highlights from the first half. It's just been those short passes where he gets just a few yards. Again, the halftime score is 14-0. Fayetteville has the lead. As we continue here on the Conway Regional Health System halftime show, as the highlights continue to run here from the first half, I want to update some of the other scores. There are 3 other games going on tonight. Obviously, this game is 14-0. Fayetteville leads over Conway. Also on the bottom half of the bracket, it's Bentonville and Northside, and right now Bentonville leads Northside 14-10. On the top half of the bracket, it's Bryant there in Springdale tonight taking on Harbor. Bryant leads Harbor 13-2, and North Little Rock and Cabot, they met in a classic game 2 weeks ago, the final game of the regular season, and that game ended up being North Little Rock winning to have a perfect season. They're leading 28-7, 21-point lead for North Little Rock over Cabot.
The big stat we're going to have to continue to watch heading into the second half is this Conway rushing attack. It has been anemic tonight, only 30 yards rushing. They average 189 yards per game, and I felt coming into this game that if they were going to be able to, pull off the upset and keep things close, that they'd really have to not get 466 yards like they did last week against Rogers, but I was thinking around the 250 mark. And they're only at 30 yards rushing here in the first half.
Have to go a ways to get to that mark, obviously, if they can get there in the second half. So there's a look at some of the first half highlights for you and the stats and also the scoreboard from around the state in the 7A. That wraps up our Conway Regional Health System halftime show. We appreciate you watching. We've got the third quarter for you coming up on Conway Corp Channel 5. Live at Panther Stadium. Good evening. It's Jeff Matthews and Levi Gilbert, and we are here tonight as your Conway Wampus Cats play on the road against the Cats. So a little behind-the-scenes look at what we do. Levi, I've been a part of things here for 16 years. You haven't been here that long, but I've had one job here, and it's just this. You've done just about everything that we do here.
Yeah, graphics, camera, a few times. Doug would step out and I would start directing too, or sometimes I would just start directing anyway because I had the computer where I could manually override what he was doing. And I was in college and just would start making my own decisions occasionally.
Exactly. Thought you knew everything.
And hey, I used to be on the sidelines for nights like tonight and I loved it, but I got to tell you, I am not complaining about not being on the sidelines tonight.
Being in the press box tonight.
It's chilly
out
it's there.
Bitterly cold.
I don't know if you knew that.
What does your fancy watch say the temperature is outside?
It says it is 40 degrees.
That's a lie. I mean, maybe it is 40 degrees, but the wind chill,
yeah.
nothing. It's like -20 is what I'm hearing.
And you got all these crazies out on the field with no sleeves on, just trying to be tough guys.
Well, they'll wake up tomorrow morning sniffling like your boy here is. That's what'll happen. It is 14-0. You are watching live from Fayetteville tonight, and it is it's good to be back. Now we've been back here since the 2009 game, but we did not broadcast from this press box. We were downstairs in the stands, and so this is the first time back in this press box since the 2009. Tristan Eddings made the catch.
That fateful night.
It was incredible. It was an unbelievable game, and the Wampus Cats. There were some comebacks in that game. There were a lot of lead changes, but also some big comebacks, and that's what it's going to take tonight. Cats trail by 14.
Yeah, I was looking at the game story actually during halftime from that game 7 years ago, and it was 21-21 in the second quarter, and Conway built a 38-21 lead into the fourth quarter. So they were putting some points on the board. They scored, I think, 21 unanswered points or 31 unanswered points into the second half, and then Fayetteville came on in the fourth quarter and scored a few touchdowns and took the lead. So, maybe Conway can come from behind tonight like Fayetteville did a few years ago.
Cameron Tilley will kick off to begin the second half, and the Fayetteville Bulldogs are going to get the ball to begin the second half. They are also going to have the wind at their advantage in the fourth quarter. Cats trail by 14 and have to overcome quite a bit here if they're going to see their season continue. 4-7 on the year, but 1-0 in the playoffs. That's really all that matters. Got 2 quarters here to come back, or football season will come to an end. Kickoff goes right to the goal line. It is returned by Coulter out to the 26-yard line. It'll be 1st and 10 for the Fayetteville Bulldogs.
Them getting the ball to start the second half just doesn't feel right because it feels like they got the ball to start the first half.
Yeah.
The way that kickoff went down.
Cole Hoover in on the tackle.
The other number 8.
The other number 8. Thanks again to a couple of his friends letting us know in the first half that Cole is now wearing number 8, not wearing number 15.
Can you have 2 players on the field at the same time with the same number?
You cannot.
Okay.
No.
So we will only see him on special teams.
Correct. Or on offense if there was a reason to have him on offense.
This is a big possession for this Conway defense. Being down 2 scores is hard enough for any offense. But, Conway offense been pretty anemic tonight. You got to make sure we don't go down by 3 scores.
Terrence Rock, 5-yard gain on first down. 2nd down and 5. Rock again follows his blockers on the left side and gets close to a first down. It will be enough for a first down. Nick Fletcher with the stop.
You can hear some chants from you might assume it's the cheerleaders.
I think that's some
that's
parents.
Nick Fletcher's
nice
family, I'm pretty sure.
Well, they can lead the way.
Loud and proud.
They need to be tonight. Nick Fletcher. This group of seniors would not wanting to see their careers come to a close. Pass complete to Cody Gray. Nick Fletcher, much to the joy of his family beneath us, and literally beneath us where this press box actually hangs out over the stands below.
Our crowd mic's pointed down a little bit.
Picking them up loud and clear. Logan Camp trying to get Terrence Rocky, and he does. Nice job to fend off the block and make the stop. Chris Malinga was out there blocking Logan Camp, and Logan got away from him. Third on the team in tackles, and it is third down.
Second down has been a good down for this Conway defense tonight. It seems like they haven't given up a lot of big yardage plays on those second downs.
Third down and 6. 10 minutes to play in the third quarter. Powell throws. Complete to Bannister. It's enough for a first down at midfield.
We mentioned in the halftime break that Powell is only 4 of 10 in the first half, which is great for this Conway defense. The only problem was they had 2 completions for touchdowns, which has been the difference here tonight.
First and 10. Powell rolls and throws, complete. Kayvon Holder makes the stop on Brennan Lewis. At the 39-yard line, that's enough to move the chains. First and 10 for the Bulldogs.
This is one of the bigger offensive lines that this defense has faced too. Just the eye test. Some big guys up front.
They're led by number 62. Their left tackle is Ty Clary. 6'4", 275. He's got a dozen offers to play college football. Cincinnati offered him last week. Penalty against the Wampus Cats. First and 5. 9:42 to play in the third quarter. Cats looking to keep the Bulldogs out of the end zone. Taylor Powell throws over the middle. Pass is complete to Harry Shipley. First and goal for the Bulldogs.
Got a little lucky there as Jackson Freeman lost his footing. Lucky that the receiver lost his as well. That could have been another 6 points for Fayetteville.
And it would have been the third one between the hash marks. That's where they've had success, is right over the middle.
Yeah, been their sweet spot tonight.
Hinton in the game, number 22. 5'11", 255-pound running back. He's a big one. Pitch to him. And he runs into the end zone and scores from 8 yards out. And the Bulldogs extend the lead to 20.
Kind of had the perfect angle on that one. As you mentioned, he's a big running back, and he got some momentum going downstream, and there was no stopping him on that one.
Extra point on the way. Rugby Young will kick. Harry Shipley holds. The Bulldogs looking to go up 21-0. And it's good. Fayetteville leads 21-0 over the Wampus Cats. We'll take 30 seconds, and the Wampus Cats get the ball next on Conway Corp Channel 5. Michael George and Kip Van Hoos are deep to receive the kickoff following the touchdown by Dan Hinton for the Bulldogs.
Well, big big possession coming up for Conway.
Yeah.
If this offense can't find a way to get on the board here, it's going to be a short night for the Wampus Cats.
Trailing 21-0. Fayetteville ranked number 1 or number 2 in every poll. Ball bounces and is picked up by Marquise Pleasant, who is up close and pushed out of bounds. It'll be 1st and 10 for the Wampus Cats. This Fayetteville team came in 9-1. First-year head coach Bill Blankenship, 2 weeks in a row that the Wampus Cats have faced the team from Northwest Arkansas who had a first-year head coach, but not a young coach. Last week's Coach Lloyd that the Wampus Cats faced for Rogers in his 30th year of coaching. Coach Blankenship has been at it just about as long. He won 3 state championships over in Oklahoma at Tulsa Union. Was the head coach for the Tulsa Golden Hurricane for a while. Been doing this for quite a while. And first year at Fayetteville and has got the Bulldogs at 9-1 and leading 21-0 in the state quarterfinals.
It's not a bad gig.
No.
Pretty desirable.
Yeah, no, this is a big job. And Daryl Patton, of course, resigned in the offseason and took the job at Bauxite, moved back to Saline County. And they went and found a guy who has had a lot of success to come take over a job that was sought by a lot of people. Giovanni Johnson will hand off to Michael George. Michael tripped up by Nick Scalise, and it will be 3rd down. Will McKenna hustle onto the field. Will made his first trip into the end zone a week ago. 3 catches for 33 yards and scored a touchdown. 3rd down. Giovanni Johnson will look for the sure-handed Joe Thomas. Move the chains. The Conway Regional Health System 1st down.
Joe Thomas picks up his 4th reception on the night. Really, pretty much all of Giovanni's completions have gone to either Joe Thomas or Marquise Pleasant, who's had 8 tonight.
Yeah, but not for many yards like
No.
you talked about. So these short passes. 1st down and 10. On the ground to Michael George. Michael just trying to get going and unable to. Akil Byers gets him around the ankles. Loss on the play, it's 2nd down.
It's hard to get that interior ground game going when you've got a guy on the other side who's going to Alabama.
Yeah,
I mean,
no,
let's just be honest.
Yeah, no, he's getting a chance to play college football for the Crimson Tide for a reason. They get anybody they want. They wanted him, and he's good. You got to try to run away from him. Pass complete to Marquise Pleasant. Marquise is dropped at the 35-yard line. And it will be 3rd down.
Now, I would love to see us, we mentioned in the first half, we haven't seen the jet sweep tonight.
Right.
And Marquise Pleasant took the jet sweep for an 80-yard touchdown last week. And that way, you're running away from that interior line.
Right. Third down. Johnson looks left and throws. Pass is incomplete. Referee reaching for the flag, but doesn't throw it. It will be 4th down.
What a tease.
Yeah, he was
What a tease.
trying to find it, wasn't he? Looking for Will McKenna. One of the Coulter twins was back there. That was Blake. So it's 4th down, and the Wampus Cats will punt. Cameron Tilley on to punt the ball. Bannister deep to receive.
Good news here is Tilley's kicking with the wind.
That's right.
Had a really good punt earlier in the first quarter when he had the wind behind him.
And another big punt. That will bounce and take a good Wampus Cat bounce. Down inside the 5-yard line. Well, Cole Hoover's getting his name said a lot tonight. Kayvon Holder was out there as well. be 1st and 10 for the Bulldogs. Halfway through the third quarter, they lead 21 to nothing. A turnover.
Harbor
Nice.
got a safety.
Okay, yes.
Tonight. We saw that weird score.
13 to 2.
13 to 2. Maybe Conway can put a 2 on the board as well. Get
It'd be
things
great.
going here.
Yeah, we need something positive to happen on our side. 21 to nothing Fayetteville right now. Going to be stopped at the line of scrimmage. Rock with the carry, Darian King with the stop.
Update on that Harbor score. Bryant now leading 20 to 2.
Bryant making the trip up to Northwest Arkansas and handling Harbor tonight. There was a whistle and timeout called by the Fayetteville Bulldogs. We'll take it with them. 21 to nothing, Fayetteville leads. We're back in 30 seconds on Conway Corp Channel 5.
With 4 locations in Conway and Greenbrier, some with extended clinic hours, our dedicated team provides therapy services, including physical, speech, and occupational therapy, aquatic therapy, cardiac rehabilitation, sports outreach, and pelvic floor rehabilitation. At Conway Regional, we are committed to providing all of our patients the highest quality of care.
It's 21 to nothing here. Fayetteville is leading Conway. We're in the third quarter. Some updates of the other games. North Little Rock is leading Cabot 28 to 13. Bentonville is leading Northside 17 to 10 at the start of the third quarter. And Bryant handling Harbor 20 to 2.
Some scores you expect, and one kind of standing out a little bit.
Yeah, that Bryant playing some good ball just up the highway a little bit. Powell's pass complete to Bannister right in front of Holder. It will be third down.
Well, we saw Bryant completely shut our offense down in week 10, so they're capable.
Well, and they had such a hot streak where they ran into North Little Rock, and so that's a good Bryant team, but Harbor had been playing good football this year as well, but they're being handled tonight, 20 to 2. Third down. Powell will hand off to Rock. He takes it to the right, runs into Jalen Flood. That will be enough to move the chains for Fayetteville.
Yeah, tough break there for the Wampus Cats. Ben Horn coming in on the blitz, but he looked like he was creeping out on the edge, and then he rushed inside, but just rushed right away from where the ball carrier was going. Just good to see Conway bringing some pressure. Just made this is like a coin flip sometimes.
Right. Powell stands up and throws. Complete. That is to Rock. He's taken down at the 25-yard line. Logan Camp on the stop. Second down and a yard.
Now Rock had 800 rushing yards this season, but he's a dangerous receiver too with 300 yards. He's a big weapon for this Bulldog offense.
Second down and a yard.
Fayetteville starting to take their time. Let this clock tick down.
Powell's pass behind Barrett Bannister. Will Kennedy had his hand on it, couldn't quite pull it in. That'd have been a sensational interception.
Juggling act of the night for sure.
So third down and a yard.
Fayetteville has struggled somewhat to run the ball up the middle tonight. This Conway defense is held pretty strong in that department. We'll see what they can do here on 3rd and 1.
They'll go back to the big back here. Powell will keep. He'll get enough for the first down and a lot more. Taylor Powell taken down by Will Kennedy. Will trying to strip the ball from him at the 37-yard line. Unable to. He's pushed out of bounds. 1st and 10 for Fayetteville. Put him down at the 38. 1st and 10.
He's had some back-breaking runs tonight.
And you called it earlier. He's just a smart player. I mean, he's a very good student going to Wake Forest. Wake Forest, a really great institution over in North Carolina. Pass complete to Terrence Rock. Terrence into the secondary and into the end zone. It's 27-0. Fayetteville's pulling away.
They just executed that play beautifully. And look at every block they landed and had a pretty clear path to the end zone.
Rugby Young will be on to attempt the extra point. And unless the Cats can put some points on the board, they can't allow any more. The clock will run on us the rest of the night. 35-point lead in the second half, and that's the sportsmanship rule that goes into effect. .407 to play in the third quarter, and the extra point puts Fayetteville 7 points away from that mark that they're trying to reach, and we're down 28. So we need 29 points to get to the mark that we're trying to reach. Got to start next. 30 seconds and we're back on Conway Corp Channel 5.
Located on Robinson Avenue next to Laurel Park, the Conway Regional Rehabilitation Hospital is one of only 4 licensed inpatient rehab hospitals in the entire state. Patients are cared for by specially trained staff under the direction of an on-site physician who specializes in rehabilitation medicine. Conway Regional Rehab Hospital, your choice for comprehensive care to bring you one step closer to home.
Wampus Cats heading onto the field. Michael George and Kip Van Hoos are deep to receive. McCall Dale and Marquise Pleasant, the upbacks.
They've had to have a different strategy when they've been receiving on this side of the field, because I thought on the first kickoff to start the night that maybe that was an accident because the wind was blowing. You had to kick with the holder. They've consistently done that every time they've been on this side of the field. Line drive, kick right up the middle.
Ball falls off the tee as it did often at the start of the game. Malinga on to kick. See if it's that line drive again, and it is. It bounces. Taken by Brady Newman. Brady gets to the 38-yard line. 1st and 10 for the Wampus Cats at Conway Regional Health System. First down here. Cats are going to try to move the ball down the field. They got to score.
Brady getting some love on that run back there.
Brandon Moss, Jordan Davis, Keandre Clay, Nathan Turner, and Thomas Cloyd, all that offensive line. Giovanni Johnson is your quarterback. Sophomore has got a lot of experience on Friday nights in a season that he probably did not expect to see any experience on Friday nights. The injuries to Andrew Rhea and Parker Teague forced him into action. Got that huge win over Cabot. Played well at times. Obviously played at times like it was a bigger stage than maybe he was ready for, and that's the reason he was the third-string quarterback. That's not a knock against Giovanni. That's just a situation where you've got a starter, a second string, and a third string, and he was the third string. He's handled himself really well, and future's bright with him at quarterback.
Yeah, you hate to see anyone go down with an injury, but it has served Johnson well to get this much playing experience this early in his career.
Second time on the ground. McCall Dale, no gain. It'll be 3rd down.
Conway's just not a team that's built to play from behind. They rely so much on that ground game. Well, it's been a non-factor tonight. But that's your strength. And when that's your strength and you're down by multiple scores, it makes it really hard to get back into games.
Staying on the ground on 3rd down and 9. It'll be a loss on the play, 4th down. Loss of about 4, it looks like. 4th down and 14. It's the offensive line. Tough duty tonight, matched up against a really big, athletic, strong defensive front for Fayetteville. 4th down and 13. Barrett Bannister deep to receive. Cameron Tilley on to punt. Cameron King will hustle on, number 4. Tilley with a high spiraling punt hits Will Kennedy in the shoe. And it will be 1st and 10 for Fayetteville. We'll start at the 36-yard line, and the situation is this. It's 28-0 Fayetteville. The AAA has a sportsmanship rule that if a team goes up by 35 in the second half, then the clock runs, and it's basically academic at that point. You're not going to be able to come back. It's hard enough to come back from 4 scores, but down by 5 scores and the clock's running, it's
over.
Yeah, so this is the drive of the night for the Wampus Cat defense. They've got to keep Fayetteville out of the end zone if they have any chance at a miracle comeback. Taylor Powell will hand off to Terrence Rock. Good tackle by Nick Fletcher. Got him down low and dropped him after a short gain at 2nd down.
And Fayetteville's MO from this point on, if they score or not, is to just keep that clock ticking.
Yeah, whether the clock's running because of the sportsmanship rule or because they're just running and picking up a couple of yards, not throwing in completions, not going out of bounds, just shortens this game, and they'll be on to the state semifinals. Taylor Powell, complete. It's Brennan Lewis, who's brought down by Will Kennedy. It's going to be enough for a 1st down, 1st and 10 Fayetteville.
They've just executed very well tonight. I mean, pretty much every play that they run, it's just so sharp. I mean, there's obviously the Conway defense has done well stopping the run, particularly in the middle.
Well, this is a senior class with great experience in the playoffs. This is their 9th playoff game. They played the state championship game each of the last 2 years. They won it last year. They had the bye week a week ago, and boy, they have not shown any signs of not being as sharp as they were the last 6 weeks of the season, where they were blowing people out.
It's a lot of games, a lot of playoff games.
Yeah, a lot of playoff games.
And
9 is.
This year is the first time that they have had a bye in the first round.
Yeah, they've had to come out of that first week and play 14 straight weeks, 2 years in a row.
Part of me wondered coming into the game if that might be to Conway's advantage, you know, them not playing. It kind of happened to us in 2014.
Pitch to Terrence Rock, and he is across the 45 to the 42-yard line. Carlton Hood out there. That's enough to move the chains. 17 seconds to play in the 3rd quarter. See the home stands across the way. Sparse crowd tonight for Fayetteville. They will be at home next week. They will take on the winner of Bentonville and Fort Smith Northside. The game that Bentonville is winning right now. That is, of course, unless a crazy, miraculous thing happens and the Wampus Cats can come back. They got to believe. You hear the fans in front of us yelling for them, too. We'll come back with the 4th quarter next following this 60-second break on Conway Corp Channel 5.
Every day, events occur that can change a life forever. Some events will bring joy. Others will bring their world crashing down. At Conway Regional, these are the moments our team has trained for. We're here to comfort, to care, to heal, to somehow make even the worst better. Every one of us is part of your healing process. Every single one of us. We are all on the same team, yours. We each have our own roles, our own responsibilities, and our own unique way of letting you know that you made the right decision. To trust us with your care. To be there for you at the beginning is our joy. To be there for you until the end is our honor. To be there for you for everything in between is our promise. One team, one promise. Conway Regional.
We go to the fourth quarter in Fayetteville tonight. The Wampus Cats trailing 28-0 against the Bulldogs of Fayetteville. No changes in any of the other scores going on. Third quarter, North Little Rock leads Cabot 28-13. Bryant leads Harbor 20-2. Bentonville leads Northside 17-10. If all of those scores remain, or at least the scores of the top half of the bracket, then the Central will guarantee themselves a team in the state championship game for the first time in a really long time. It has been 7A West versus 7A West for a few years now. 11 straight years the West has won the state championship. Taylor Powell, pressured. Donald Joshua got him. Hey, big play there. Loss on the play, it's second down. Keep them going that direction. Maybe something can happen here, right?
Still playing hard.
Absolutely. You wouldn't expect anything less from these Cats, that's for sure.
And this is something we've seen all night. Sure tackling, wrapping up, not let. We've seen a lot of arm tackles not go their way throughout the season, but
right.
Conway has been tackling really well tonight.
Powell stands up, throws, complete, right between the hash marks again, Levi. It's a place that they've been successful all night long, and that is going to be a touchdown with the extra point pending here. 11:16 to go, and if the extra point is good, the clock will run the rest of the night, and we can start to put the wraps on the 2016 football season officially.
Yeah, it's just a tough spot for this defense to be matching up linebackers on these really fast, really talented receivers all night, and particularly where we've seen it cost them is right down those hash marks, like you said, right down the middle. It's just been pitch and catch for Fayetteville.
That was Brennan Lewis that got into the end zone there on the pass from Taylor Powell.
13 of 20 tonight and 4 touchdowns.
So 105 touchdowns in his career. He is the leader in career touchdowns for the state in 7A. Beat Brandon Allen's record last week. Kick is good, and the Wampus Cats trail Fayetteville 35-0. The AAA sportsmanship rule will be in effect when we come back, and the final 11 minutes plus of the clock will run. We'll take 30 seconds and come back on Conway Corp Channel 5. Rugby Young will kick off for the Bulldogs. Taken at the 1-yard line. Marquise Pleasant out to the 15, and that's where the Wampus Cats will have it 1st and 10. Clock is running, like you see, 10 minutes and 53 seconds. And Fayetteville will move on and play in the state semifinals once again this year.
It's just crazy numbers, crazy run that they've had the last decade.
Yes.
Really.
Well, since we beat them in 2009, beat them that game that we talked about earlier, where Xavier Ackland hit Tristan Eddings final few seconds to get the win for the Wampus Cats. Kip Van Hoos on the carry out to the 15. It'll be second down. That was 2009. They were the runners-up in 2010, the champions in 2011 and 2012, runner-up in 2014, champion in 2015. 2013, the only year since we knocked them off here that they haven't at least played for the state championship. It's been a really unbelievable run that Darrell Patton had them on, and Bill Blankenship hasn't missed anything. Giovanni Johnson looking for Joe Thomas. Blake Coulter there on the coverage, and it falls incomplete. It'll be third down and 10.
In 2013, of course, the year that Conway played in the semifinals, just a game away from the
losing
state
to
championship
Bentonville.
game.
That Braylon Smith's sophomore year. Learned a lot that year. Saw what the potential was for this team and came back the next year, losing the heartbreaker last year to Harbor. There's Kip Van Hoos. Kip into the secondary. Crosses the 30-yard line. You can move the chains. It's a Conway Regional Health System first down.
It's kind of the spark we've been looking for tonight from the ground game, and Kip Van Hoos, he gives you that speed option, especially on the edge where you see it here. He finds a lane over on the left side and off to the races.
Good to see Kip. He's been a nice addition to the team this year. Transfer in from Virginia. He's found the end zone 4 times. Part of that four-headed monster. And when you start looking ahead to next year,
yeah.
the only one of those monsters coming back is Michael George. He's the lone junior of those 4 running backs. Nice run by Kip Van Hoos. Takes a big hit by Trey Coulter.
Yeah, you lose 3 of the 4, and that's been the one spot on the field where they have not had depth issues all season. That running back position. Michael George, of course, their leading rusher on the year, so nice to have him back, but going to be a lot of opportunity for some other younger players to step up and help carry the load, because this has always been kind of at least a 2-back system the last few years.
Van Hoos going to be short of the first down there. Third down upcoming. Akil Byers makes the stop. We'll see the Rhino.
Looking at the receiver positions too, you lose Hurd and Pleasant, but have some great experience coming back there too with Thomas, a junior, and McKenna, a sophomore.
Saw Will Kennedy play a little bit of receiver this year as well. He'll be back.
Who's going to run the Rhino?
That's the question, right? Is Michael George the leading candidate to run the Rhino, unless there's someone we don't know about?
I mean, Michael George reminds me a lot more of Chamorro, who used to run the Rhino. It's got kind of similar build. I wouldn't mind seeing him run that.
It's a Conway Regional Health System first down. Thank you again to Conway Regional Health System sponsoring Wampus Cat football again this season. Able to bring you these games live on the road. A lot of you getting ready to travel for Thanksgiving, and we are thankful for our friends at Conway Regional Health System. They'll be with us in basketball. We'll have the Wampus Cats and Lady Cats, and boy, basketball season it's already started. We'll pick up things in the conference in January. We've got a couple of exciting teams we'll be covering, Levi.
Yeah, I got to see 2 Wampus Cats, Wampus Cat and a Lady Cat. On Sunday, we had our 501 basketball team photo shoot. Got to see Savannah Lowe, and she had that ring on her finger.
That's right.
I told her she was getting ready for her picture, and she had the ball held in her left hand. She had the ring on the right hand. I said, Savannah, you gotta hold the ball on your right side so we can see that ring.
That's right.
You gotta show that off.
State champions a couple years ago. Third down. Wampus Cat football program is going to end the season tonight 4-8. Disappointing season in a lot of ways. Had to overcome a tremendous amount this season. And to play into the second week of the playoffs says a lot about them and about Coach Ashcraft and the way he has led this team. You know, since he got here in '09, this team has had 6 playoff wins now. 5 playoff wins now. 5 playoff wins since he got here in '09. And the Cats had a stretch there where there were no playoff wins. Between 2004 and 2008, there were a couple years there were no playoff games, period. But there were no playoff wins. But since he's been here, the Cats have won 5 playoff games and become a very formidable team in the Central. Marquise Pleasant on the carry. There is a flag on the field.
Yeah, I've tried to explain it to family and friends who aren't familiar with Conway football, and just how big of a shift it was when he came to town.
That's right.
From a whole scheme standpoint on offense. I mean, you're going from something that looked a lot more like the Cabot Panthers to spreading the ball out, 4 receivers. Xavier Acklin in the backfield by himself.
Right.
It was just a complete mind shift for this Conway program, and you've seen since he came to town, the numbers have just exploded. I mean, I remember back in the first week 1, that coaches show that played, I remember hearing him say we had 140 players out.
Right.
That's incredible. Incredible numbers that he's been able to get out for football, and it's been exciting every year. Even the down years, I mean, you can consider this year and last year kind of a down year record-wise, but still a lot of excitement playoff time.
Kip Van Hoos. Some excitement on that run. Gets to the 20-yard line. It'll be a first down, a Conway Regional Health System first down. And you're right, Levi, I'm glad you mentioned the program, because whenever there is a change at the high school level of a head coach, it trickles down all the way through your junior high program and even really starting your middle school program, where they're starting to learn terminology and learning plays that they're going to play on the high school level. Well, you had generations of players that knew one way to play Wampus Cat football, and they all had to learn. Now these kids have all played throughout the system, in this type of offense, and so they're a little more familiar with it. But just the fact, the way that they do things, the family atmosphere, the way that they care for each other. A few years ago, family over everything was something that they talked about. And, I've said it before. I know you and I both have sons. I don't know if they'll either one play football, but I would hope that Coach Ashcraft or somebody like him and his staff are still here when our sons are old enough to play football, because I would certainly trust him to help mold my young man into a better young man. He's done that with a bunch of kids over the last few years. Nick Scalise on the stop of Kip Van Hoos. Coming up on the final 3 minutes of the regular season, or of the season. Week 2 of the playoffs. And for these seniors, many of them, their careers will come to an end. There'll be some, Jack Pillow and Marquise Pleasant, Nick Fletcher, those guys will get a chance to play some college football. Some will play college sports and other sports. Pass is complete to Joe Thomas. Boy, Joe's had a nice game. I hate that we couldn't get a win on his birthday, but he's had a nice game. Be 4th down and short. North Little Rock leading Cabot 35-19, so it sure looks like the Charging Wildcats are going to move on to the next round. 4th down. The Rhino to the right-hand side. Runs right into Akil Byers. We'll see if he got the first down. They've been successful running that direction all season long with the Rhino. It's 4th down, waiting for him to put it down, and we'll mark it. It will be a first down. A Conway Regional Health System first down. Bentonville has extended their lead 24-10 over Northside.
That Harbor score is still 20-2. Harbor trailing.
Bryant having the lead there. So is it going to be a Bryant North Little Rock semifinal in North Little Rock next week? If the scores hold, that's exactly what it'll be. And if the scores hold, it'll be Fayetteville and Bentonville up here again, guaranteeing one of the two of them will play for a state title. Ball just outside the 10-yard line, just a little over a minute to play.
Starting to see some Wampus Cats on the sidelines, shaking hands, saying some goodbyes.
Hugging each other, yeah.
Cameron King, senior defensive back.
Jack Pillow getting in the action. Jack's football career will not end tonight. He's got offers to play at a few places. OBU, Arkansas Tech, UAM. Visited UCA a couple of weeks ago. Final 30 seconds. Cats trying to get on the board, not be shut out here. Rhino. McCall Dale stopped at the 5-yard line by Nick Scalise. 28 seconds. Down to the final 20 seconds. Cats trying to get in here. Giovanni Johnson, sophomore quarterback. Cannot wait to see Giovanni next season. He will throw into the end zone. It's tipped. It falls onto the turf. There is a flag that comes in. It's all zeros. Looks like the official. There's an injured Wampus Cat over there on the field. I can't see who it is. Roughing the passer, that's Giovanni Johnson, I believe, who's been injured. I don't know if our camera operator can get a shot down on the 10-yard line where the injured player is. But I don't see number 4 standing anywhere, and that's where he was thrown down.
Just adding insult to injury here.
Without question. It's just talked about the need for Giovanni Johnson, and good to see him get up. Andrew Rhea helps him up. Brooke Mines, Coach Ashcraft, all there checking on him as well.
Yeah, and I mean, he's already spent some time on the sidelines this season. And
yep.
Hate to see him get re-injured again, especially the last
play of a 35-0 game, just trying to make a play there at the end. And there'll be one untimed play here. With the game can't end on a penalty against the defense, and so the Wampus Cats will get one final shot. It'll be the Rhino with those seniors, McCall Dale and Shamar Harper in the backfield. See if they can get into the end zone and not be shut out tonight. There's the snap, a handoff to Shamar Harper, and he is stopped short of the goal line, and that's going to do it. Final score, Fayetteville 35, Conway nothing. Fayetteville moves on to the state semifinals. Conway's season ends 4-8. We will take 30 seconds and come back and wrap this one up on Conway Corp Channel 5.
With 4 locations in Conway and Greenbrier, some with extended clinic hours, our dedicated team provides therapy services, including physical, speech, and occupational therapy, aquatic therapy, cardiac rehabilitation, sports outreach, and pelvic floor rehabilitation. At Conway Regional, we are committed to providing all of our patients the highest quality of care.
Final score here, 35-0. Fayetteville gets the win and they move on. Updates from the other games. Bentonville has extended their lead to 31-10 over Northside. So looks like the Tigers are going to be here against Fayetteville next week. And Bryant and North Little Rock are handling their business easily as well. So it looks like that's going to be the other semifinal. 2 7A Central schools against each other, 2 7A West schools against each other. State championship game at War Memorial coming up on December 3rd.
It's going to be 2 really good semifinal games.
Very good games.
Bentonville is the only team to hand Fayetteville a loss this year, so be good games to watch for 7A fans.
Well, this wraps up our game tonight. Obviously wraps up our season. Final score 35-0. Before we get to the thinking about the season, any stats that stand out? I mean, obviously it's a loss and the season ends, so you're disappointing.
The key stat, I mean, we talked about it in the pregame. They had to run the ball effectively. Yeah. Now we didn't expect to see another 466-yard performance like we did a week ago, but they only could manage 73 yards rushing, and that's just not going to get it done against a talented, fast, quick-paced Fayetteville Bulldog offense that can put points on the board quickly and frequently.
Your thoughts on this group of young men you see in front of you? They've, boy, especially I think about these seniors. The past 2 years, Braylon Smith senior year last year, so many injuries. This team couldn't quite get over the hump and get past that. And this year, more of the same. But boy, they've fought and they've made Conway proud.
Yeah, I think what I would remember about this group is they didn't give up. They never gave up. At 0-5, they didn't give up, and they found a way to get into the playoffs. And, you never heard any stories of inner turmoil or infighting. These seniors, they led with their play on the field. And I'm just going to remember that they found a way to get to the playoffs, and they found a way to get to the second round. They just hung in there and never gave up despite how bad things looked, especially early in the season at 0-5.
They will grab a knee around Coach Ashcraft, and he'll talk to them, and then they'll get back on the bus, and I hope that they can find a way to hold their head high. It was a difficult season in a lot of ways, but they handled themselves well and represented the city well, and that's what you ultimately hope, and that they're good kids, and I believe that they are. Final score 35-0. Fayetteville gets the win, and they move on in the state playoffs. Looks like they will take on Bentonville next week, North Little Rock and Bryant in the other side of the playoffs. For Wayne Bailey and Ryan Tucker, Ryan's getting married tomorrow, so he's not here tonight. He missed out on a big day of fun in Fayetteville. But under the charge of Wayne Bailey, great job by our entire Channel 5 crew. This wraps up your second season with us, doing basketball and now football, and we'll see you again in January when we start up with basketball.
I'm excited. I'm as bummed. I'm probably not as bummed as these players are, but I was really wanting to have another game next week. Yep. So I'm feeling for them too. Yeah, had a lot of fun. It was great to be here in the booth with you. It's pretty easy, though, working with you. You set me up well, and I just talk occasionally. That's all I do.
You've done a great job. It's been fun to have you up here this year. And we'll meet again in January, early January, when we'll start the basketball season. I'll have conference games for you. And, again, this Wampus Cat basketball team and Lady Cat basketball team look like they're really going to be good and a lot of fun to watch all year long. Thank you for watching. Thank you again to Conway Regional Health System for sponsoring and letting us broadcast these games. It's a great thrill to do as we wrap up our 16th season of doing Wampus Cat football. We'll see you in January with basketball on Conway Corp Channel 5.